Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. Today I'm going to be showing you a 2024 Newmar Superstar. This is a 4059 floor plan. You may notice that we're in the year 2025. This is a 2024, so I'm going to just tell you right now it's a brand new coach, but we're selling it at a great deal. I'm going to let you look around real quick and see the amenities in this coach. We do have a bath and a half. Very well equipped coach here with no propane whatsoever on here. This is an all electric coach, and we've got plenty of electricity sources to back that up. A beautiful living environment, nice bright colors, beautiful wood that looks like wood, timeless appearance in here. There is only sleeping for 2 people in this coach, so if you want your friends and family to take the hint, this is the coach for you. Beautiful master bedroom that we're looking at real quickly here. And I think we're ready to get into the nitty gritty. We've got, this coach is about 41 feet, just under 41 feet. We do have 360 horsepower with a Cummins i6 engine. This is built on the M2 chassis, and we have a 6-speed Alison transmission. But you'll also see we have all of the niceties of a really high-end coach. Nothing less than what you would expect from a Newmar product. These are really well built, very high quality. You may have noticed while the camera was moving around, I closed the entry door and it became substantially quieter in here. That is due to the excellent insulation that Newmar puts in these products. Even in the framing, they actually will put in the steel frame, they actually put some insulation up in there so that there is no place that is getting air leak. So it's really a great coach. Quiet, keeps it cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Also, we've got heated bays downstairs for the winter camping that you're going to be doing, and that is due to the hydronic heating system. So that is going to be your furnace and your hot water heater. Basically an Insta-Hot, but also provides moist heat for the coach. It's going to help keep that wood healthy and your skin looking radiant as you're out camping. So let's get into the nitty gritty here. We've got these really great theater seats that were optioned in. I know you can't feel this on camera, but this is butter soft leather and a really nice seat. We also have powered recliners on either side here, and a great place to put our cups while we're watching a show or just hanging out. I think this would be a perfect place to have my coffee first thing in the morning and just absorb the beautiful sunshine that's coming in all over this coach. I do have a great storage tray here that's movable, but this goes quite deep actually, so you can put quite a bit of supplies in there. I'm thinking blankets, remotes, just extra things that you're gonna want while you're watching a movie or hanging out. Perfect little place for that. But again, these are not sleepers, so no one can come here and sleep with you unless you put them on a pallet on the floor. So directly across, you'll see we have a really nice booth seating area. This is going to be an extendable table. So this pulls out like this, and then we have leaves that are hiding under the bed in the back and extra chairs. Back here we have what's called a televator, and that's a TV that's going to pop up if you so choose. But right now I wanted to let the sunshine in for us. It's such a beautiful day outside. Last week we were having, you know, feet of snow, and now today it's going to be 67 degrees, so I'm just soaking it up. We do have a sound bar here that's attached, and then this cabinet here is where you can hook up all of your satellite, whatever boxes that you use, Wi-Fi, Wally, whatever it is that you choose to use. This does have a wine guard system on it, but a lot of people are going to Starlink nowadays, so that's another option. We do have a little bit of storage here. There's part of your slide mechanism here, so that's why it's a little bit deceptively shallow. And I'll show you this other side here as well. So that's your seating and living area. I guess I should show you this up here as well. Sorry, I missed that. But this is where all your manuals are hiding. We also have window coverings for the front area. And the other thing that you might not be able to see is we've got a really great felt carpeting here. That's going to help your items not to bounce around, not to make a lot of noise. Also, we've got some really nice hinges on here. So the Newmar quality, I always tell people, if you're looking at used items in particular, you're looking at a lot of different brands, check a few things, check the hinges. That's one of the things that's a good tell of a good, well-built coach. Also, is this real wood or is it a sticker covering some particle board? This is real wood. So just little tidbits, things to look for. Moving into the kitchen area, I did tell you this was an all-electric coach. So we have no oven here. We do have a dishwasher below. Very energy efficient, very water efficient for those of you who are thinking that just seems silly, but actually you're going to use less water with that dishwasher than you would hand washing items. Up here we have an induction cooktop, and Newmar's so clever to put cutting boards on the opposite side. So you can prep here and then you can cook here. And this is all made out of a Corian type material, so it's solid surface. I don't think it's the brand name Corian, but same exact thing. So if you were to get scratches, you can buff them out really easily. Then over here we have that induction cooktop. Now the crazy thing that Newmar does is makes it so that you can take it outside. So you'll see there's a little plug right there. You can plug that in one of your basement outlets and then put a little table out there, cook outside. And then up here we have your Whirlpool convection microwave oven. This also has an air fry feature. So not only can you steam, bake, roast, you can actually air fry in here. One less appliance you have to bring along. Great idea, I think, that they added that. Put this back together so it looks pretty for you. Really beautiful backsplash here with actual tile. Throughout the coach, you'll see that there is porcelain tile on the floor, and this is real tile here as well. It's more of a glass type material, but really beautiful. Definitely makes it look not cheap and not like a camper. A little bit more storage here. And then back here, we have some of your microwave components sitting here. Oops, there we go. So some of these cabinet doors, you'll notice I'm having to pull a little bit on. That's actually a great thing. In a motorhome, we don't want our cabinet doors flying open when we're driving around. Over here, we've got a little place for sponges, a place for your trash, recycle, and another one here. We've got an outlet under here. And a lot of people ask me when they get in here, well, where are the outlets? I don't see any outlets. You know what? They're everywhere. If you can take a peek underneath these cabinets, we have two just right there. So they're just hidden. Newmar likes to make it look pretty. It's actually one of the biggest priorities in their coaches is to make it look like a residential type of environment, not a camper. You'll also see these are soft close full extension drawers all the way up. And this one here, I don't think I opened it yet, but it's full of remotes and things like that. Don't get overwhelmed. Some of them are redundant, and we'll also teach you how to use everything in here. Anyone that purchases a coach from Transwest doesn't just get a fully serviced, everything gets checked out on these coaches, even when it's new. So a new coach, we're going to check everything, align it, and detail it really, really well. But then once you come for your pickup day or your delivery day, we're going to spend 2 hours with you teaching you how to use this coach. You can ask all kinds of questions, and we don't have you sign the dotted line until you know exactly what you're getting. So one of the great things about this company, I really feel like we try to do our best with customer service and being honest with you. So just a little plug for our company. I'm really proud to have worked here for 8.5 years. So directly over this entry door, there's a lot of great access buttons that when you first walk in, you're going to want to turn on your battery disconnect. That can put all your lights on or off. You also have an entry door lock, bay door lock. This one is one of my favorites, actually. I haven't seen this in other motorhomes. So we have a step cover here for when you're using this in a residential manner. So if you have, you know, puppies or something, wandering around in here, they're not going to fall down the stairs. This is a really great safety thing to have, but also it just makes more living space. So I really appreciate that they added that step cover there. And we can just get it to go right back away. Here we have a block heater that you can turn on if it's real cold outside, patio light. We also can check our batteries and use our Girard awnings right here. Check all of our battery systems, slide outs, and our leveling is located right here as well. Super easy to use this. It's just power on, and then you hit auto level and all those jacks will go down automatically for you. We also have exterior security lights. This exterior button, step button is going to turn on or off your outside steps. So if you're coming in and out, opening the door repeatedly, it's not going to go in and out, in and out, in and out. It just makes it easy. It can stay stationary. Of course, when you put the coach into drive, it will retract those steps automatically. If there is a problem with those hydraulic steps, we actually have a little reset switch right here. It happens sometimes, it gets a hiccup, and you just hold that down and it'll bring those back in or out, whichever you're needing, right away. So that's a great little function. Right here, we have a really nice pantry. Newmar does great pantries. They lock each of these shelves so that they don't, again, come flying out when you're driving around. These are also an adjustable height. So there are little holes that are drilled in here so you can move these shelves to whatever height you need them at. So you can fit some cereal boxes or something in there that's a little deeper or more shallow, whatever it is you're looking for. LED lights throughout the coach, so it's not going to heat it up. It's not going to burn a lot of your power as well. Right here we have your half bath. Really sleek looking door design here. Porcelain toilets here and in that master bath. These are macerator toilets. And then we have some storage in here, more storage than you would think in this small of a bathroom. This area is where your wine guard is housed. We also have, of course, some outlets here and a really nice access to a breaker box here. And everything is really well labeled. But I promised storage and I am going to deliver storage. Here we go. So why have two bathrooms in a coach that's 41 feet long? One, when you have your back slides in, you would have to crawl over your bed to get access to the bathroom. Mid baths tend to leave you pretty exposed with all your shampoo bottles and things laying around. If you were to have guests come in, they would all see your stuff, your mess. Another reason is some people like to have a his and hers bathroom setup, and this is one of those situations where the husband could come back here and shave. Usually that's the case. The woman can be blow drying her hair in the back and they're not getting in each other's way. Another side note, we do have fantastic fans in here in the kitchen and in the back bathroom. Those are exhaust fans. They're just going to suck the air out really quickly. It really helps to keep the coach cool in the summertime. I'm a big fan of those, and they do have rain sensors on them as well. Over here we have a residential Whirlpool refrigerator. You've got water in the door. Ice is in the freezer area here. So we have an ice maker that dumps into there, and then a really ample sized freezer here. Refrigerator. It has a water filter that you can switch out to keep that nice and fresh tasting water. We also have a whole house water filter that we'll see when we go to the basement area. So your water is going to be consistently good tasting. Something I've noticed as I've moved around the country quite a bit is water tastes very different even from county to county, and that bothers me quite a bit. Some places I feel like I need a water filter and some places I don't. So consistent, good, pure water. We also have a nice lock mechanism here. For those of you who've motorhomed, I'm sure you've seen people have bungee cords or stickers stuck to the front of here. They can look really tacky, I guess is a good way to say it, or just I feel like it's damaging the front of the the refrigerator. So it's really nice to not have to have baby locks and stickers all over here that are messing this up. This is a very easy slide lock. And let's see, did I get it right? There we go. So now this is not going to fly open when we're going down the road. And boy, have I heard fun stories about pickles and milk flying out when you're driving down the road. I feel bad for those people. This is a really cool thing we've got here. This touch screen. This is a whole house inclusive system here where I can turn all the lights on, all the lights off. I can operate the TV lift that we were talking about in the living room. I can check all of my tanks and my batteries. Looks like my house is getting a little low. Let's hope I don't lose lighting in here. We also have automatic gen start. So you can set that for quiet times. If you're in an RV park, you want it to shut off at a certain hour because of restrictions, or say your air conditioning, there's not enough battery to run that. That's when that would want to turn on. Things like that, you can change it for that. We also have floor heating, 3 different sections in this coach, front, mid, and back. High, medium, low is not telling you how warm it's going to get. It actually is the amount of time that it's going to stay on. Really nice thing to have first thing in the morning is floor heat when you get out of bed. This is your HVAC system. We do have that hydronic heating system that I was telling you about, so you can use that for your heat. You also have 15,000 BTUs of air conditioner in here, and both of the air conditioning units have heat pumps as well. So you can use heat pump, you can use your floor heat, you can use your Oasis system, and then of course air conditioning in the back as well as in the front cab. This whole system can be Bluetooth to your phone, so you can control these things from the road when you're not with your coach. And then every light in this coach is attached to this panel as well. So I can turn on or off all of the lights. Say it's bedtime, I want to go all lights off, I can do that from this panel right here. Really convenient. Now we're going into the master bedroom area. I want you to know that you do have a privacy door here. It locks into place in either position, the open position or the closed position. But I wanted you to see what a nice job they did making it just look lovely. You can see the wood grain in there. It's really beautiful. But you can get privacy in this area as well as in this back bedroom area that same way. So moving along, oh, I missed one thing. Central vacuum in this coach. So for those of you who are familiar with kick plates, a lot of salons have them. That's where you would sweep and then you put it to this plate and then it will suck it up when you put that up. And then we also have the ability to actually plug in vacuum hose with I don't know what those are called, but anyway, a traditional vacuum type situation. This goes to a system that's in the basement that we'll get to in a little bit. You can also hook up those hoses to the unit in the basement and vacuum out down there. So you can keep this whole coach really nice and tidy on the road. All right, now we can move into the bedroom area. We have an actual king size bed here, 2 hanging shirt closets that are lit. Really nice flat screen TV. And then we have several drawers down here that are again full extension. These are quite deep. Now this one is going to be your audio visual cabinet. The reason that it looks different is so that whatever you have back here, your DVD player or your cable box, whatever, can actually read the remote signal through that glass. That's why it looks a little different. Down here, we of course have more drawers. Really nice and deep and come out really far. This one comes out even further because of this cabinet here, which is kind of cool actually. Let's get that back in there. Yeah, one more here as well. You'll notice this is also that solid surface countertop. They don't get cheaper as we go to the back area, as some coaches I've seen actually. The kitchen will be nice and then you go to the back area and it's a sticker on a piece of countertop. Another hanging closet here, and these do have these really nice lights in them. I love that. King size bed, and this is an actual king size bed. People ask that a lot. A lot of RV manufacturers kind of fake RV sizes, so This is an actual king. They call it a rounded corner king, and the reason they do that is so that you can get around it easier to make the bed. So underneath this bed, we have some more storage. Those are the 2 chairs I was telling you about and the 2 leaves that go to that table. So if you have guests, this is really going to come in handy. You can play cards at that table, and there's room for plenty of people. Now, either side of the bed is going to have a little bit of a stand here, place to put your phone or your water bottle. You've got plug-ins. Now, they're the same on either side. And then there's a little bit of storage down there as well. So just so you can get a peek of that. Now, over the bed is where you really get the storage. So, again, this is mirrored on both sides. We do have an outlet back there. And then all of this really deep space. I mean, my whole arm is going back there. It's a lot of room. And then we have these little portals back here, so you can actually put a sleep apnea tubing through there if you needed to do that and plug it in back there. And they have that on both sides, so if both of you are using sleep apnea machines, you can do so. Plug them in there. Then we have some lighting controls under here. Again, if you need to turn all the lights off at night. You also have your outside security lights here. So we can turn those on. If you just climb into bed and you go, oh shoot, I forgot to do that, you can just do it from there and not have to get up. So really nice. They kind of think of everything at Newmar. All right, going back into this master bathroom, again, we have one of those locking privacy doors. And back here is where we're hiding your washer and dryer. This is not an all-in-one. This is obviously a stackable unit, much more efficient, works much better. And we've got a pretty good capacity in these versus the old school all-in-ones where you could only fit 2 pairs of jeans and it took you 5 hours. You can actually do a substantial load in here. This is more like an apartment size. Then we have a storage drawer down here for any of those laundry supplies that you need to put in there. Again, porcelain tile throughout. This is really nice, and it's not slippery, easy to keep clean. Love that they do that. Back here, we have another hanging closet. You can see there's a safe back there. The one thing you can't see is there's a covered area here where you could hide your you could hang longer items here or hide things down there. So get a good look at that. It's actually kind of a clever little space. And then we've got some drawers here for you. 4 of these going down, and they're all the same sized. Now over here, really good sized medicine cabinet. Again, we've got plugins kind of everywhere. You just don't always notice them, but really good sized medicine cabinet. And again, we've got that felt carpeting everywhere, so your stuff isn't going to be moving around unnecessarily. Beautiful sink here. If you're wondering why we have paper towels everywhere, everything is winterized right now because the weather keeps fluctuating as it does in Colorado. So we want to make sure we don't freeze the lines in here. A couple more storage places. And then an under the sink space as well. So, really good size shower in here. Put a couple of heads on there so you can have a nice rain shower head and then one that you can spray off things. We have a water miser system on here, which recirculates your your water until it's warm enough to come out, and then you can turn the dial and it'll let it all out. That way you're not wasting water just because it's not warm enough for you. We also have a really nice teak seat in here that flips down if you need it to. I'll show you how that works. So this is a really great thing to have if you're going to shave your legs, or if you're somebody like me that was I recently was not able to walk due to a surgery, so I had to sit down in the shower. So nice that that's built in. It can't be made in their aftermarket. So glad that we included that on this particular one. There's another fantastic fan, as I promised, and another porcelain toilet. Now this is something that I praise Newmar for repeatedly. This is an emergency exit door. I've always thought about motorhomes, who is going to be able to fit through a tiny window in an emergency situation? Not only are you going to be kind of in a panic, but some of our customers are more less mobile, I should say, or elderly, and it's going to be really hard to get through those little windows. So this is just such a great thing that you could be able to get out of this. It also has a drop-down ladder that's hidden back here. So if you could see that, if I release the Velcro on here, this ladder will drop down and I can escape very, very easily. So again, love that Newmar did that. I think it's just very thoughtful and safe. So that's pretty much it for the inside of this coach. I'm going to bring slides in so you can see what it looks like when it's in travel mode. And the first one we're going to do is this bed slide. Newmar uses a cogwheel slide system that they invented. They were the first to put slide-outs in motorhomes. They still use this cogwheel system because it's very reliable. It's not as fast as some other mechanisms, but the other mechanisms have a tendency to jam and break, and that is not a good thing. When you're trying to get home and you can't get your slide in, not good. So I'll go with reliable and take another 10 seconds any day of the week. Okay, there we go. Let's see. My other slide outs are up here, and I'm just going to pull those in. Good. I always recommend keeping an eye on what you're doing when you're putting your slides in or out. Check your windows, make sure you're not going to run into a tree or there's not something on the floor here that it's going to jam up the mechanism. Yep, there it goes. All right, and last one, this little table over here. We'll get that to come in. And then it will be much easier to take a peek at the basement storage when we have all these in. We won't worry about hitting our heads. All right. That's that. We're pretty much done. So you can see, you can actually walk through this coach easily. You can get to that refrigerator. I can open these fully. I can use this bathroom when the slides are in, and I can walk to the front very easily. I don't have to climb up through the cab doors to get into this coach. We're going to check out the cab really quickly. For those of you who have driven a Freightliner semi-truck before, you may notice that this looks a little bit different, and I'm so glad they did a modernization of this cab area. One of the most significant things that they changed was moving the transmission to right here on the column. So to put it in drive, you literally flip this switch up, reverse, you push it back. Actually, I'm going to show you that really quick. So we have the standard things that you would see in a cab, power doors, power windows, powered windows there as well, windshield wipers, of course, which are automatic rain detect. We also have the Detroit Assurance safety package here, and if you want more details on that, I can actually send that to you. But this is what I was talking about before, is right here on this column we have the drive, which you just flip it up very easily. When you want to put it in reverse, you flip it back like that. Then you can go into automatic or manual mode right here. You'll notice that my backup camera came up when I put it into reverse. And that's really, really helpful when you're trying to get into a spot, or you can actually keep that on all the time and keep an eye on whatever you're towing. So very nice and safe. Your engine brake is also located on here, on, off, high, low. So that's just a click away. So really love this front cab. Like the nice, bright, big backup monitor. And then we have a lot of other, conveniences up here. There's one button that I want you to see, and that is the shade that you may have seen overhead. So let's put that away. You've got this really beautiful skylight up here. Really nice when you're driving down the road. It's not too bright, but it does make it feel a lot less claustrophobic in the cab. It feels very open and just adds a really nice feel to it. When it's nighttime, you can of course put that down as well. So that's what that is. And then of course, on this screen here, we can also do your navigation in here. And we do have a Nav and Go system. So you can type in wherever you're going and it will take you where you need to go. Another cool thing for those of you who are easily amused like me, we do have a little car horn, and then we also have your diesel truck horn here. So if you want people to seriously get out of your way, that's what you're going to do right there. All right, I think we're ready to go see the outside. Oh, I forgot to show you all of the storage up here. I apologize. Here we go. So a little bit more storage up here. This is an advertisement for your JBL sound system. They do tune each of these cockpits individually to make sure the sound is great. They have an outside company that comes in that only does sound systems and audiovisual equipment. So that's really cool, actually. We have Sirius XM here. And then we have a brand specialist. Newmar does this. You can call this lady here, Darian, anytime, and she is the expert on the Superstar. So she's going to be able to help you troubleshoot if you're having an issue. You can also call the Freightliner support line here, and they're open 24/7, 7 days a week. So these are some great resources that are just going to stay there with you if you ever need it. We also have an on-call specialist here at Transwest. So no matter what coach you end up buying from us, you are provided a service tech. He was in our service department for like 20 years, and then we pulled him out and made him a phone guy, so he has to troubleshoot over the phone, but he can remember coaches from 20 years ago and how they operated and what they need to be fixed. A little bit more here and over here as well, so we can go through this quickly. There we go. And there's one of your JBL speakers there as well. You may have also noticed I have the seat turned around. Both of these front seats will turn around if you need a little bit more living space in your living area for conversation or things like that. But just so you know, it's a possibility. Both of these seats are air seats, so they can be pumped up or let down to your comfort. Another thing that you may notice is there's no bed over this cab. Newmar does not provide that option because they make this really great floating cab. They are the only Super C on the market that has figured out how to do a floating cab, meaning they don't have to weld the front end to the back chassis rail, which makes for a stiffer ride. It has its own independent air system here, and that can air up this front area. So it's more like a Class A type of a feel when you're driving down the road. So this is the place that it separates the front from the back. They're going to float independently of each other. And I would encourage you to come and check one of these out, do a test drive, and you'll see the back and the front are floating independently of each other. It's very obvious when you're driving down the road. It's really cool, actually. So let's go check out the outside. The first thing you'll see is we've got a really nice hydraulic step that came out. There are a couple great things about these steps. One is that they come out really low to the ground and really far out. So for those of you who have a harder time getting into coaches or getting up on those high steps, this one comes down quite low. The other benefit of these steps is that they will stop automatically if they run into something. So say there's a curb there, it's not going to keep coming out and forcing its way out and breaking itself. It will stop. So it has a sensor right here, and it will know that it needs to stop when the time comes. It also looks really sleek when you close the door because it just becomes part of the coach. Nice. So you'll see, first of all, we've got a really beautiful full body paint here. Newmar does such a great job with the BASF paint that they use. That's the same paint that's used on high-end automobiles. This isn't going to crack and get ugly over time, fade, get crackles in it, things like that. And then we'll start seeing storage down here. These are carpeted as well, again, to help with noise, vibration, insulation, and shifting. All right, moving to this one, we have your vacuum components that are just resting in there in a bag, and then we have your air system there. So this does come with its own air system. As I was explaining for that front cab, you can also air up your tires with it if you need to. Oh, right here we have your programmable door code. Sorry, I walked right past it. So you can program this lock to be different than these locks down here. But you can do it without having your keys on you, which I think is really handy. There's also a doorbell there, and that's because you can't hear people knocking on this door because it's so well insulated. Okay. Another storage here. Really nice and deep in this one here. And over here we have your outdoor TV. This one lifts up, but not high enough that it would hit the slide if that slide was open. So I do have this slide closed right now, but this is your slide, or excuse me, your door's gonna go up, not gonna hit it. But that TV there, it's also on a pivot, so you can move it out or sideways to accommodate what you're looking at. You also have a Bose sound bar. You can Bluetooth your phone to that, and your low point drain over there for your water system. All right, dual Michelin tires back here. These are 22.5s. And then this is the other side of that emergency exit door. So you can see it's not that far to go if you had to jump out. Lots of storage here because we've got this really great tray. It comes out for you, and you can get stuff that's housed all the way in the back there. And then we have that vacuum I was telling you about. So you can plug into this down here and vacuum this area out if it gets a little messy. You also have more plug-ins scattered throughout these basement bays. And that's one place you could plug in your induction cooktop. Another bay here. We have some extra tiles in case you were to break one, meaning drop something on it. We don't get a lot of popped and cracked tiles in Newmar motorhomes because they're built so well. And back here we have another little hidden storage place. So this is a great place to keep tools, extra fluids and things like that for the drive. And then we have really deep storage here for longer items like a table, fishing poles, things like that, kayaks. I guess a kayak wouldn't fit there because it's too fat, but if you had it deflated, maybe. All right, 20,000 pounds towing capacity here. And we got your 7-pin here. Ability to hook up whatever it is you're gonna tow. 20,000 pounds is quite a bit, so you could bring a stacker trailer We also have a backup camera that's housed all the way up there. The other thing I forgot to mention, I apologize, is that this has a 360-degree camera system. So we have an additional camera right here. We also have cameras on the sides of the coach and the front of the coach, so you can get a composite picture that looks like you have a drone above you while you're driving down the road. So it's super great for safety, knowing who's next to you or trying to pass you, things like that. A little more storage. This little cubby here, it's a great place to put some gloves or things like that that are going to be involved in your water system. It also has a little hole back there, so if you needed to rinse it out, you could get it real clean. And this is your water bay. So in here we have the whole house water filter I was telling you about. We have an outdoor shower. And here we have your water hose, which is on a retractable reel. I love that feature. So you just push a button and it'll just take it right up for you. Really handy when it's wet and gross out. You also can spray this area out. There's a little plugger here for when you're not doing that. You can keep rodents out, things like that. Low point drains. Water pump can be turned on right here. You also have freshwater fill. So really well labeled, really easy to use here. Oops. All right, and this one is your Cummins Onan Quiet Diesel 8,000 watt generator. Easy to service in this location, but it's going to give you plenty of power. Here we have your batteries for your house. We've got 6 deep cycle batteries. Down here is where we have your Oasis system. Now that's your furnace and your hot water heater I was telling you about. Very similar to an AquaHot. It's a different brand. It's a little bit more clean burning, a little bit less maintenance. So that's why Newmar has decided to go with that brand. And then here we have your 50-foot, 50-amp cord. This is also on a power reel, so it will do the same thing as that water hose did there. Really nice for if it's dirty outside or wet or very, very cold, because these get pretty stiff and hard to reel back in. You've got your surge protector with your transfer switch already built in back there. And a really nice size inverter here. You've got a 2800 Magnum inverter. This coach is prepped for solar, but it does not have solar yet. So if you choose to do that, that's going to just save you the expense of all the wiring and things that have to go into that process. Here's one of those side cameras I was telling you about. So it's located nice and low, so you can see children and pets if they're running around next to the coach. Again, really great safety feature. This is one of the spots that you would fill your diesel fuel. You have one of these on either side. This are saddle, it's a saddle system, so you can fill them both at the same time. And then, of course, the entry to the cab. Now, why would somebody want a Super C over a Class A? Let's get into that a little bit. This is one of the reasons. So if you're somebody who likes to be able to check your filters and change your fluids, all of those things, you can do that very easily yourself. Very easy access to this front, your fuel filter, your steering fluid, all of those things are very easy to get to right here. Some people also prefer having this amount of space between them and the driver in front of them. That's a safety preference over Class A. The main reason, though, I would say that you would want a Super C over a Class A is the towing capacity and the torque. So even though this is a 360 horsepower engine, it actually has more torque than a Class A would, far more than a Class A with a 360 horsepower. So these are just built very different. This is meant to go over the road as a semi-truck is. But again, easy to service, and that safety feature, but also that you can tow so much and not be holding up traffic in the slow lane. So if you have any questions about this coach or any others, again, we've got this on great winter discount pricing. It is a leftover from last year, but for no good reason. It's a beautiful brand new coach. So please call me about this or any others. Ask for me by name. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. Hope you have a great day.